housing seal, or the two little O-rings. Any of those could be possible boost leak, or we could have an issue with the turbo, but I don't think so. I think it's, I'm really leaning towards something with the line that goes to the ALDA, or that overboost valve could be stuck open, leaking boost off. Any of those options are possibilities. So we're gonna have to troubleshoot those, because boost on this thing makes a huge difference in the way it drives. With the boost gone, it is so sluggish. Well, I mean, there's definitely no speed demon to begin with. No boost, it can't get out of its own way. So we'll have to figure that out. So in the next clip, we'll be troubleshooting boost. All right, we are home and it's cooled off. I think it was like 107 degrees outside today. So I'll let it cool down. Let the engine cool down too. And so we're out here at night and checking to see if we can figure out where our boost has gone. So just a quick rundown of issues we could have, just off the top of my head. We could have a turbo issue where the turbo's not spinning up, not producing boost. I find that unlikely. I did rebuild this turbo and it's worked fine since. It was producing boost before I rebuilt it. It was producing boost after. So I don't think that's the issue. The housing itself, the turbine housing, the front turbine housing of the turbo, could be leaking. Also, to me, would be kind of unlikely. The wastegate hose could be off or leaking. This comes off, it basically measures pressure, it comes off, gets the pressure off the front of the turbo, and goes down to the wastegate down there. Down right there. So that's one end of it. Here's the other end of it. And we'll just make sure it feels good, no holes, no split, and all that seems good. That seems like a good hose. I think I replaced that hose when I did the turbo, because that hose was very oily before and kind of bulging. So next spot for a boost leak would be right here between the intake and the turbo housing. There's a aluminum pipe that has O-rings that could be leaking. I did put new O-rings in it. I doubt that that's leaking. And you could also have intake gasket leaks. So there's those that kind of covers the area by the turbo, but I don't think that's where the issue is. So if you go to the back of the intake manifold, you have this banjo fitting right here, this hose. What this is to measure the boost and send boost to the ALDA to increase the fuel. That's where I'm measuring boost off of that line. So it may be that we have boost, we just don't have the fuel to go with the boost. The ALDA senses boost and gives it more fuel. The pressure pushes the ALDA and it enrichens it, gives it more fuel. That's the ALDA right here. So this T-fitting is notorious for plugging up with carbon. So we need to make sure we can blow through that. We could check it, we could take it off and check it out and make sure it looks clear. But first we can do I've cleaned it before. It was plugged up before. First we can just see if we can blow through it. So if we come over here, and I guess I'll just show y'all how the circuit continues. So it goes over to here and it goes up into this This is the pressure relief valve. What it does is it'll blow off. I think it's 13 psi. If boost gets above 13 psi, it basically bleeds off the boost and lets the boost. It decreases the fuel because then the Alda's not receiving the boost signal. So that they are known to stick. So that could have stuck open. So that's another spot we need to check. But the first thing I'm going to check is I'm going to pull this line off. This is the line that goes to the turbo, or to the intake manifold. I should be able to blow through this line and it just blow into the intake manifold. So we're going to try doing that right now. And I can blow through that line. So next, we're going to take the other end of that line, and that end of that line's a little dirty. Let me grab my towel here, wipe it off. This one should have resistance because we should be pushing up against the Alda. And it blows straight through. Where is it leaking? We are losing boost somewhere. Alright, so let's go one step further and we'll start isolating stuff. So let's go around the valve. Prop you off for a second. We're going to undo on the other side of the valve, which is right here. This is where I teed in my boost line. And let's see if we can blow through this. So this will test the Alda and the Blue Flying Saucer shift thing. It also gets a boost signal. I couldn't blow through it, and just to double check, I pulled a suction on it and put my tongue over the end of it, and it held a suction. So we have no leaks there. Where our leak is on this boost override. And so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and clean it with some brake cleaner, but I may bypass it just for right now for testing purposes. Because I do have a boost gauge, so I can monitor the boost amount and make sure I'm not getting too much boost. So I'm not worried about that. I'm curious because I'm having trouble getting boost up where it should be. I adjusted the wastegate, but evidently I didn't adjust it enough. I went from like 5 psi and I adjusted a lot, and now I'm maybe close to 10. So I think we've still got an issue with getting boost, but let's just check both ends of this and see what we get. So this is the other side of it. And it blows straight through. So I'm gonna spray some brake cleaner through both sides of it. It's definitely stuck open. Oh, we have split. You see that? Our hose has split. Look at that. There's our issue. So that was a pretty easy fix. And that's where it was. So we blew that hose out. So, what do we want to do? I think, like I said, for testing purposes, I'm going to drive it a day without that and see what kind of boost I make. I'll make sure, I keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't get, like I said, I've got a boost gauge on it, so we'll keep an eye on it. I just want to make sure that that valve is working like it's supposed to, that it's not leaking or bleeding off pressure when it's not supposed to. Because as much as I adjusted the wastegate, I should be making more boost than I am. From my understanding of, how you adjust it, how many turns. I turned it, I thought, too many turns because I wanted to make sure I had enough, and if I had to, I could back off of it. And it's not producing what it should. So I think for right now, this hose is probably junk. It needs to be replaced. It's split. But I'm going to cut me a little piece of it off just to tie these together, which is just going to bypass that that pressure relief valve. So let's do that, and we'll go for a quick drive. All right, we've bypassed the boost protection valve, or over boost protection, and now we will go for a drive. Alright, I have to run the light on here because I do not have the light hooked up on the... We're already making boost. We were not making boost before. We were leaking it all out. That split line. I need to get some new line for that. It's just old stuff. Probably couldn't handle the boost.
leave it like this for a while, and then I might dissect that valve.